And hello everyone on the internet, and good morning to my YouTube subscriber. I've just stopped for my breakfast. I got those yesterday just in case, because I left early. I left at 9 o'clock this morning. Left the dusty, crumbling chaos of Nouakchott behind me. Got on the road early and started heading south. And as I left Nouakchott, it was very barren at first, but all of a sudden the landscape starts to change quite rapidly. Going from a light sandy colour with some bits of grass, then it starts to get greener, and then the sand starts to change and it starts to go very red. And where I am now, it's just very red, and I know it's going to get redder and redder as I get towards Senegal. It was 27 degrees when I left this morning, and it's gone up to 30 now, and that's why I've stopped and I've found some shade under a tree, which is lovely, and it's beautifully quiet. But it's a relatively short trip today, 150 miles, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I'm just taking it easy, cruising at 50 miles an hour. There's no rush. And I'm going to stop just before the border, about 2 or 3 miles before the border. Apparently there's like a hotel there with big grounds, lots of shade. And apparently they've got lots of wildlife in the grounds and you can camp there. So I'm going to try and find that. If not, I'll just camp short of the border, because if I cross over, I want to make an early crossing to avoid all the hassle. Anyway, what a great day today. Another day for travelling. Although my stomach's not too well today. It's doing a reenactment of the film Alien. And down there I'm doing a reenactment of Blazing Saddles. So it's a little bit difficult today, especially when I need to stop quickly. Anyway, that's life, that's me. On the road south, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye. good fun now. And hello the internet, and hello my subscriber. Look at this view. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Because yesterday I got into Senegal. Now I know I had a plan, and the plan yesterday, now sometimes I sort of make it up as I go along, but sometimes I do have a bit of a plan. But the plan yesterday was to leave Nouakchott, head down to just before the Diama border, and stay at a hotel, or in the grounds of a hotel, camp in the grounds of a hotel, in like a nature reserve, and you can see the wild animals and things like that. And I was going to chill out there for a few days, but it never happened. So I left Nouakchott, got through the traffic, got going, and had a great journey. And then when I got to the point where the hotel was supposed to be, I couldn't really find it. At the point where I thought the hotel was, I saw some sandy tracks leading off into the bush. But on a big heavy bike like mine, I didn't want to risk it. The danger is I go through and it's soft. If it's soft sand, and you're bogged down, you've got to get out again. And also, if it would have been the wrong place, I would have had to turn around and get myself out. And if it's soft sand, I probably would have been still been there now. But so I thought, well, I can't find the hotel. What shall I do? I could either go back. I wasn't going to camp in that area because there was massive big iguanas and lots of warthogs. So the only logical thing to do was carry on, and that's what I did. And I got over the border. The Moroccan border was no problem at all. Got onto the Senegal border. A lot of waiting, but I managed to get through, which was fine. But the biggest event of the day, or my biggest experience of the day, was the road down to the Diama border. Now I knew it was a bad road. As you come down on the main road towards the main border between Mauritania and Senegal, it's a border called the Rosso border, and it's notorious for chaos and corruption as well. Everybody wants a feel of your money. But if you come off, there's a road which runs down to a place called Diama, the Diama border, which a lot of the Europeans head for. But the problem with that is it's not a proper road, it's a dirt road, and it's in very bad condition. Impassable when it rains, but when it's dry, it's passable, but it's really hard going. And it is the most challenging, exhausting, horrendous ride I have ever made in my life. Yeah, I know my bike is okay for going on bumpy bits, but it's not really a dirt bike. It's big, it's heavy, I've got lots of luggage on, I'm in my 60s, and this road is a challenge because there's deep ruts, there's bumps, there's sand, there's inclines, up, down, left, right. It was the most challenging ride I've ever done. The road is about 35 miles, and it took me two and a half hours, about 2 hours really. It was a heck of a slog. I stopped once for a rest because as you're going along, for the first 10 minutes you stood on the pedals. You've got to stand on the pedals because you're up and down all the time. And I stopped once, and I got going again, and I saw a motorbike coming towards me. It had daytime running lights, and so we stopped, and it was an Italian biker called Raphael. He'd been to Senegal. He was heading north back to Italy. And so we stopped, had a chat, talked bikes. He was on a Honda 750. And we went our separate ways. So I got going again, and then I dropped the bike. I was going past the guy, he waved, so I waved back, and as I looked round, before I knew it, my front wheel was in a rut, and it was a really deep, long rut, and there was nothing I could do to steer out of it. I had to go along it to the end, and I tried to power out of it, but the bike just went over. Fortunately, it was only about 45 degrees because it was such a deep rut, but no problem. I just bent the rear brake lever a little bit, so when I get to Dakar, I'm going to take it off and unmend it. But by the time I got to the border, I was wrecked, utterly wrecked, exhausted, tired, hot, sweaty. I was absolutely exhausted. And you hit the border, then all of a sudden, people surround you, want to sell you things, do things, get things. So I got myself into the Moroccan bit, which was nice and cool. Got myself stamped out. Went into the douane, got myself stamped out. Then I went into the Senegal bit, which was a little bit of a challenge, but eventually I got through. But the worst of it was the temperature yesterday afternoon was about 35 degrees, and where the borders are, there's no shade, and so you just stood in the sun. And I was already hot and sweaty anyway, but I got through it eventually, and I made it into Senegal. So once I got out, I thought I could go into St. Louis and go into a hotel, but I didn't want to go into St. Louis because apparently it's notorious for being full of traffic and lots of traffic jams in the afternoon. And then I saw this place, which is the Zebra Bar, which is about 15 miles south of St. Louis. So I've stayed here last night, I'm staying here tonight, I'm heading out tomorrow, and I'm heading down to Dakar, and I'm going to stay there for a couple of nights camping, because I need to be in Dakar on Monday, because when you go through the border you get something called a pass avant, which is like a temporary import permit for your vehicle, and I've got 5 days on that. So I need to be in Dakar on Monday to get an extension of 15 days, and then once I've done that, after a few days I can go down to the Gambia and do some chilling out. But yeah, so that's how I ended up in Senegal, and it's fantastic. The roads are superb, everyone's dead nice, everyone waves, and this place, the Zebra Bar, is superb. It's like a paradise. There's trees everywhere, so you can find somewhere shady to camp. Lots of camper vans around, and there's a big restaurant come bar as well, and hot showers. I had a hot shower this morning, and I was so happy with that. It was great. But and last night I didn't need my sleeping bag. It was warm all night long. Today's been about 35, 36 again today. And today I've done nothing. I've just been chilling out, getting ready for the next bit. Tomorrow when I go out to Dakar, it's not a great deal. It's not a big run. It's probably about 125 miles, something like that. And the road should be relatively easy. So it's just a straightforward run tomorrow. But it should be fun anyway. So tomorrow I'll be in Dakar. In my tent. I was going to stay in a hotel, but I'm going to try and camp just to keep my costs down. And apparently on the outskirts is a big hotel which has got some grounds outside that you can camp in. So hopefully I'll be camping tomorrow night, but if I can't find anywhere to camp, then I'm going to have to get a hotel. No problem. So that's me in Senegal. And it's just beautiful. And this place, if you're ever overlanding and you come to this part of Senegal, come to the Zebra Bar, because it's just absolutely great. And it's only a couple of quid a night as well, and it's superb. Anyway, that's me. I'm here. In Senegal, a little bit earlier than I thought I was going to be in Senegal, but I'm here now. I'm enjoying the sunshine, I'm enjoying the peace and quiet and the tranquility, and I'm back on the road tomorrow, even though it's a short run, and tomorrow I will be in Dakar. So thank you very much indeed for watching, and thank you so much for all the comments and everyone saying, giving me the thumbs up and everything like that. It really does mean a lot to me, because when I started out on this trip, all these videos weren't for you, it was for me, so I could remember them, and it was also for my friends and family. But somehow lots of people have become involved and given me lots of thumbs up, and there's lots of people watching, so thank you very much indeed. You've made an old man happy. So anyway, from Senegal, it's goodbye, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.